What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Dishing success too soon is the hidden link between quitting early and missing out on triumphs. Stay tuned for this eye-opening revelation. Hit that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Work Boss Strategy, unlocking the secrets to your entrepreneurial success, where we give you the tips and tricks to empower your business growth. I'm your host, Darves, and the other host with the most over there,
Gabe D. What's up? Welcome. All one come all. One come all. Oh, I don't know how that goes. Yeah, welcome, man. Subscribe to our channel, Work Boss Strategy, Darves, Gabe D, man. We got a good show for you today. And with no further ado, Darv S, what we got?
Today, this episode is going to help people overcome being afraid, being scared of cats, so to speak, in the business game. The fear of success is so tied into the fear of failure. That's what the topic of today is. The fear of failure and how it's tied into the fear of being successful. And first topic we got for you is comfort and what you're familiar with. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is your comfort zone will in most cases prevent you from finding new success because you like to stick to what you're familiar with. So you don't like to leave your comfort zone. In order to find success, you have to expand your horizon a little bit. You have to take on new responsibilities. You got to do things like have new goals that you want to try to attempt to achieve. So there's a lot of change. People fear the changes they need to emulate to find a success. So they would rather stay where they're familiar, which is being the same old person. So the fear of going into this new person and expanding yourself can cause someone to be afraid. So being attached to your comfort zone will prevent you from finding success.
Yes. I like that. I like it because you are absolutely right. Because you get complacent into doing just the same old routine. I mean, you go to work, you get off work, you come home, watch TV, go to bed, wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed. So it's the same old thing. You get comfortable in doing that. Then you're like, hey, you want to? You got your old lady, your wife, your girl. Let's go and do this. No. I'm so comfortable doing this. Something might happen out there. I might get a flat tire. You scared because of some negative thoughts. People just get so complacent and comfortable with their routine, they don't want to change it. And you're right. That's how a lot of people end up not successful because they're comfortable in their routine. So anything that you want to change brings a fear. Oh man, I don't know. I ain't used to doing this. Or they might even try it and it don't work. Say it don't work out the way that they, in their mind, they thought it should work out. They quit. But I ain't doing that. I was cool doing this right here. And that's some people, you know, that's who you are, that's who you are. Usually that's for older folks, you know. Like myself, I'm set in my ways. I mean, I'm gonna do my business, I'm gonna go take risks in business. But when I'm done, I'm going home.
I mean, it's okay to be comfortable with the success you found and you keep going back to things that made you successful. That makes sense. But when you get used to your failures and you just get used to failing, like That's
Yeah.
just what it is. That's just what it is. It's just
That's the
because that's all
difference.
you know. There's more
That's all you
possibilities
know.
out there.
Yeah. See, that's all you know, and that's the difference. Being successful in your success, being comfortable in your success, that's one thing. But being comfortable with failing, now that's a whole different monster in itself. That's the one right there, Carl. Being comfortable in failing. So now you're not even going to take no risk. You're not even going to try to do this. You're not going to try to do better. You're not going to try because you're comfortable. Man, this ain't for me. I don't do that kind of stuff. Nah, that's not for me. Why? Because you're comfortable where you at. You're comfortable with asking people, you got $1 or something, man, so I can go to the store. You got some food I can eat. Can I borrow your socks? Stuff like that. Silly stuff. I take one sock. I can go. My other foot ain't cold. I just need it for this one foot.
Another thing people fear, I brought it up already, but the changing factor. They don't want to change.
No, they don't want to change because it takes work.
They want more out of life without changing.
Oh.
They want more out of life without changing the life.
Right.
We talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
We just talked about it on one of the other shows. Wanting more without doing more.
Yeah.
You don't want to change. You don't want to do anything extra. You don't want to do more, but you want more. Like I brought up, if you went to Pizza Hut, say, let me get a large pizza with pepperoni, and you buy it. They don't just look to the side and slide you 4 extra slices just cause. You got to pay for more pizza.
You got to pay for more pizza. Man.
If you want more, you got to do more.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. And then the fear of the change really come from this, bro. When you get successful, you know it's some people you got a lot of love for.
Yeah.
But you can't bring them with you.
Can't bring them with you, man.
So your relationships is going to change.
Yeah.
Your relationships going to change.
They're going to change.
And they fear that part. It's too much change for me. It's too abrupt. So I would rather just stick where I'm at. I love these people. Or they're helping you get to where you need to get to.
Exactly.
Let your car break down. You can have friends that call you every day. They come over every day. They want to watch TV with you every day. Let your car break down and you need to get a ride to work in the morning.
Not gonna happen.
Some of those everyday people are going to stop coming around.
Yes.
Until you get your car back.
Till you get your car back. Then they'll be back around. Hey, I see you got your car fixed. I know you see you was looking.
Yeah, they don't want to. Them the relationships they don't want to change.
Right.
The ones where people only with you for a particular reason that benefits them. They're not really friends, but they there with you until you need them to really be a friend. Then you find out who your friends are. So they used to that type of circumstance, that type of social circle, and they don't want to leave it to go to better things. Where you meet a dude, he want to help you build your business up. He want to help you do this, and he ain't looking for $1.
But
so it's that
in their mind,
comfort zone will hinder you.
It's a mindset. Yeah.
That comfort zone will hinder you. Everybody like to be comfortable. Everybody like to sit in their bed. They don't want pins and needles in the bed when they're going to sleep.
Right.
Not that type of comfort. The comfort in how you live it. If you comfortable with how you live it, that means you content with it. If you're trying to date this girl and you date her for 2 months and then you break up, you failed at that relationship. So if you used to this type of stuff, you're getting too used to failure. You're not learning from the failures. It's one thing to learn from your failures. So when it comes back again, you kind of know how to navigate so you don't fail again. Like you're not supposed to make the same mistake 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not the same one. Right. You're not supposed to make not the same mistake.
You did that same thing to me again, though. Like it ain't too many more sorries I'm gonna take.
Right.
Learn from your mistakes. Don't just keep making the same mistake. You're supposed to learn from them so that you can become better. The growth mindset. I want to learn more about myself so I can better myself.
Exactly.
If I get better, that means you got to change. You don't even want to attempt to do that because you're so comfortable in your situation.
Mm-hmm. But now, when you say that, because you make the same mistake, you want to get better at it. Now the thing is, because it came to my mind, people like get better at something that's positive. We're not talking about get better at. All right, you know what, man? The cops busted me the other day with all this dope on me. Next time I ain't gonna drive down that street. I'm gonna drive down this street, but you still got the dope on. That's not getting better. That's not getting better. Only thing you doing is taking one bad situation, going to another street with it, with the same bad situation, because you're gonna get caught on that street too. Man, I went on a different street. Yeah, but you got another 7-8 years to do on top of the ones you already did. I ain't got 7-8, so you're a repeat offender off the same crime. You're a repeat offender off the same crime. How? Mm-hmm. I just can't understand it. So we talking about positive things. We ain't talking about silly stuff like, you know what he said? Yeah, if I get caught again, I'll just do something different. Not like that.
Right. Get better at doing good things, not getting better at doing bad things. Like somebody caught you lying, and now you just get better at lying to people so you don't get caught. That's not what we're talking about.
That's
get better at the good thing. Don't lie no more.
Yeah,
that would be getting better. Not getting better with lying. That's not
right. I almost did it again, man. Almost slipped out again. Thank you. Oh man, almost slipped out. All right. What's the next point, Darby, before I mess up?
The next point is click the subscribe button.
Right.
Click that subscribe button. Like, comment.
Right.
Get out that comfort zone. Be brave enough to get out your comfort zone. It's success on the other side. Trust me on that one. It's success on the other side once you start changing. And you'll get stronger. You'll start enduring more than you think you can endure.
Exactly.
The second point is the imposter syndrome, bro.
Imposter.
The imposter syndrome. Yeah. People might say, well, what's that? The imposter syndrome is, you know how they say, fake it till you make it?
Right.
Some people fake it and then they make it. But the whole time they've been feeling like a fake. If they do fail, it'll feel like they're an imposter to themselves. Like they knew they didn't deserve this.
Okay.
The whole faking it till they make it. So you can self-sabotage yourself thinking, I don't really deserve this success, man. I don't deserve it. So then you just start attempting. Even if you get to the barricade where as soon as you pass this barricade, you're successful. You start feeling like, I don't know how to handle the success. You don't know how to handle it because you've never been successful before.
Right.
To this manner of whatever you're achieving, you're going to have to change and you're going to have to prolong that success. And because it's unknown, you'll self-sabotage yourself and go back to the regular you, the you know, instead of introducing yourself to the new you.
Right.
So the imposter syndrome is like, if I succeed, I don't think I'm worthy of it. It's a psychological paradox.
Okay.
Actually. You thinking you don't deserve it even though you getting there.
Right.
If you didn't deserve it, you wouldn't get there. So you will self-sabotage yourself because you don't want to make the changes that go back into you want to go back to your comfort zone. Because you know your comfort zone. You don't know this new zone. What kind of people am I going to have to talk to? What kind of actions and behaviors am I going to have to change?
Right.
You got to go from being broke to successful.
Exactly.
We just talked about LeBron James the other day. What would it be if LeBron James, after every game, he went back, hung out on the corners? There's just certain things you can't do no more.
Certain things you just can't do no more. And that's funny.
People, you change it. Life changing. When your life change, things in your life change. I don't know why that is like rocket science, but when you go through a life-changing event, it changes your perspective on life. It'll change the people you around in your life. Your life change.
Right.
So things elements around you will change. People are so afraid of the change that they'll tell themselves, I ain't ready for that. And then you just stop taking the shots. You don't know how many shots you can make. You just stop taking the shots.
Now you count.
And then you sit around moping, complaining that you're not getting any opportunities. Well, you get plenty of opportunities. You just don't finish them. You don't follow through. You don't commit.
Right.
You start. Everybody
It's
can
almost
start
like,
something. It's the finish.
Yeah.
Everybody can start a race.
Yeah.
Everybody can start a race, but the finish line is what the whole point of starting for. You quit before you even get to a sweat. You quit.
Man.
Say, that ain't for me. You didn't even try to push yourself to see how far you could go. You don't even know what your limits are because you keep quitting in the beginning. That's that imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You don't even believe in yourself, so you'll quit. Why'd you start?
Exactly. Why'd you start? You like you said, it's a race, and you try to get to the finish line. The finish line is what lets you know that's your success mark. But like you said, they quit before they even get started. You know, a lot of times you quit before you get started. Why? Because you're listening to noise. You listen. You look at you in the race, but you're not the only one in this race. You got this race, this lane, this lane, this lane, this lane, like a track meet. So you got different lanes. Now you done heard about each person in this lane. So you done made it in your mind. You sitting there like, well, I know they say he run a 10.7. I run an 11.2. That person run a 9.9. This person runs a 11.5. So I know I can beat him. So now you in your mind, instead of thinking about this race right here, because you don't know what you're going to run because the race didn't start yet. But you thinking about what you've ran, you thinking about all the stuff that they have done, you thinking about what people are saying. So now, before the man, when he say on your mark, everybody get down in their stands, you thinking like, man, you looking over, I might as well not even run. I'm not even gonna come in. He look like he ready. She look like they ready. They look like they ready. Shoot, am I really ready? Get set. You look up. You still looking. They ready. They zoning. You looking around at them. Gun pop. Everybody going. You step off slow. You see that because you paying attention to them. You step off a little bit late. Now you see them ahead of you. Then you didn't gave up on the race. You just start. I ain't gonna catch it. You messed yourself up before the race even started by listening to chatter, thinking about other stuff. You quit before you get started. Instead of running that race, you thinking about what everybody else doing. You'll never finish because you worried about what everybody else doing. It's crazy.
When you said that, it reminded me of a football game we had.
Right.
I think we was playing Poland. Struthers was playing Poland. So you know how before the game start, both teams is out there like stretching and doing little drills like pre-workouts. So we out there doing our drills, and a lot of dudes on the team was like, man, look how big they is. They look strong. Right. I'm like, man, I don't care what they look like.
Right.
I don't care what they look like, man. We got to play the game. So they was already in their head like, oh, I'm going to get toe up on the line. Look how big that dude is. That's who I got to go against. Right. Think about what you need to do. He needs to be worried about you. He don't know what you going to do. You think about what this cat going to do to you. So it's like, y'all going to cause us to lose the game, man. Get that out your head.
Get it out your head. And that's what it is. A lot of times, that's that, what we talked about the other day, that's that self-destruction where you sabotage yourself.
Yep.
You do things to sabotage yourself before you can even get started. And that's a lot of people's problems. And that's why a lot of them quit before they can get successful, because they sabotage themselves in the thought process, in the mind, in the mindset.
So that's that one, that imposter syndrome. You get in your own head.
Right.
Because we are worst enemies. We are. Yes. We stop ourselves more than other people stop us. So you got to get your mental fitness to a point where you're ready to grow and you're ready to go. A go-getter. A goal getter, a go-getter. Same thing to me. They're ambitious. They're hungry. They don't care about failure. If I fail, I'm gonna learn this so that I can do it right the second time.
Exactly.
It's not about you're not going to fail. You might.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the failure should give you a roadmap of where to get to success.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just be afraid of failure to where you don't attempt nothing because you don't want to fail. We all fail.
Yeah. We all fail.
We all fail.
Is,
but most of us take the failure and get something out of it. It's like I just mentioned football teams. When you lose the game, the coach has you that following Monday watch the film so you can see why you lost.
Right.
Did you do the wrong assignment? Did you miss this block? Did you drop that pass? Did you throw it to the wrong guy and get an interception? Did you fall down on your route? Did the quarterback do the wrong play? You dissect everything you might have did wrong so the next game you can improve on those flaws. You'll start doing catching drills if you drop the ball. They'll have you doing more blocking at practicing if you missed the block. They'll have you doing more understanding of the playbook if you did the wrong play. And that next week, you'll have it to where you won't make that mistake again. You might make another mistake involving a football game, but it won't be this one because you didn't work and get better at this mistake. It's when you make the same mistake, you haven't learned from it yet.
Yeah. But like you said, check that out. Like you said, you go back and watch film. All that, go back and watch film, go back and dissect, go back and change for the next game. All that takes work.
Yep.
Work. That's what it takes, people. You gotta work at anything if you want to be successful. You gotta work at it. It's not gonna just come to you. And that's why a lot of people quit before they succeed. Because in their mind, they don't want to do the work. Already, they know they do not want to go do the work. They even thought about, man, I'm gonna have to go do this. Because you're comfortable just sitting there. You're comfortable just sitting there. But if to achieve something else, that means you're gonna have to get up and make a change and do some work. That's what it means.
That ties in to the next point. But before we go into the next point, why don't y'all drop a comment in the comment box and let us know if you got any tips for anybody that's watching, any tips on how to get out your comfort zone, or any tips on self-sabotage yourself and how not to do it. If you got any of them type of tips, help them out. Help them out and just drop something that'll help somebody just by reading it before I get into this next tip. I actually expect to troll it too, because the trolls are needed. People don't like trolls, but I love them. Because the trolls let you know they're watching you. And they're envious of what you're doing. They don't got the kahunas to do it themselves. They don't got the kahunas to come on this national platform. And what if I say something silly? Oh well, it's out there. If I just make a mistake and blubber some words, or I forget what I'm saying. If we talking about failure, I'm okay with failing because I'm gonna learn from it the next time. If I blubber up on some words, I bet you the next time we do a show, I know what I'm talking about. I know my lines better. And we go off the top of the head. We got bullet point notes, but most of it is just us talking. So I like trolls. Trolls are needed. They let you know you're doing something. And you're usually doing something they want to do, but the fear of doing it is causing them an issue. I know this episode gonna trigger some people. Because the fear, it tickles me. But yeah, keep the trolling to a limit. This is a platform for positivity, helping people, informing people. If you ain't got nothing informing to say, just keep it to yourself. Make your own post, make your own channel, and then you say it on there. Of course, this show is about the fear of failure and how it's tied into the fear of succeeding at something. They're pretty relative. You might not attempt to succeed because you're so afraid of failing, or you're afraid of the success because of all the changes and responsibilities you have with being successful. So the third topic, it ties into the other two. Of all of a sudden, people are hitting me up on the phone. You can tell them when you're shooting, the days you shoot, and all of that. They're still gonna hit anyway. The fear of expectations is the topic. The fear of expectations. You can be afraid of not being able to hold up to your expectations, or afraid that you can't exceed the expectations. This is not just for business. This is a lifestyle mentality. If you fear expectations of yourself, it can bring some heightened expectations, like, well, what do I need to do now? How am I going to keep going? The fear of not living up to your expectations. That could be scary. That can be scary. The fear of living up to your expectations. You get this immense anxiety. It's a pressure bust pipes. Some individuals, they might choose to avoid success altogether because they don't want to fail at not meeting their own expectations or someone else's expectations. Like, you get a job and you're in a warehouse, and the supervisor or the foreman, he wants you to make 9 skids of this product by the end of the day, and you can only do 7 because you're new. So because them first 2 boxes difficult for you, you just quit. Nah, this job ain't for me. This job ain't for me, man. It's too hard. You only did 2 boxes. What if you got better by the 4th box, and then the 5th and 6th box you did quicker than the first 3 boxes, and now you're on that last box and you make your quota? You didn't push yourself through. You weren't consistent enough to stay committed to what you was doing. So you quit before you can even finish. I could see if somebody started something and finished it and it wasn't what they expected. But now you have things in between the start and the finish that you could have done better or gotten rid of and replaced it with something else. I can understand if you started something, you got all the way to the finish line, and then it wasn't to your expectations. You weren't fearing your expectations, it just didn't match what you expected. So now you can say, okay, when I do that again, I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to get better at it. When I get to the finish line this time, I'm going to either get to the finish line quicker or I'm going to get there faster than I expected. Because you worked on everything, like we was talking about in the football. When you lose a game, you look at every reason. They try to dissect, how did we lose this game? Was it coaching? Was it execution? Was it the plays? Did you just miss an assignment? Was our timing off? Did we get too many penalties? These are things you can see on the film. And you work towards your goal. So when you start something and you finish it, but it's not what you expected it to be, now you have, okay, how did I start? Did I start off right? What did I do in the middle? Like, when I had my momentum, what did I do to lose my momentum? What mistakes did I make? We got a show about accepting when you make a mistake and how to overcome mistakes. Mistakes and failures are tied in together too. You have to learn from your mistakes to succeed or get better at it the next time. So the fear of expectations, man. If you got an idea in your head and you got a goal you're trying to set, but you're afraid to reach the goal because of all the things that might be expected of yourself once you reach the goal. So you just say, forget that goal. I want something easier in life than achieving the goal. That's the fear of expectations. You so afraid, if you do make it, what happens? You thinking of the what happens instead of I made it. Yeah, we was on the fear of expectations.
Right.
The fear of not living up to the expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So you could self-sabotage. You could just the fear of not, what if I don't make it? What if I fall down? What happens if I don't get the support I need? What if somebody say no? So you think of all these what ifs without the what ifs being proven. You treat them like they're facts. They're just
Right.
possibilities. They're not facts until they actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you stop because of the possibilities of these negative things might happen. Well, if
Right.
something might happen negatively, that means something might happen positively.
Exactly.
There's two sides to everything. So if you're thinking negatively and you just focusing on them possibilities, then somewhere on the other universe, the other you is only thinking of the positive things,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually going to get it.
Right.
You on this side of the universe
Mm-hmm.
not getting it because you letting these limitations, you limiting yourself
Yeah.
by fear. Fear is like a survival mode. It doesn't take any intelligence really.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I lit a firecracker and I threw it by your foot and it popped, you're just gonna jump because your
Right.
survival mechanism kicks in. Something unfamiliar just happened, and so you try to look for where the pop came from. It takes no intelligence whatsoever.
Right.
A baby
Right.
can get scared.
Right.
A
Right.
baby that's only been here for 5 days can get scared if you woogie boogie, baby.
Right.
You can scare the baby.
It
It takes no intelligence. What
No,
takes
it's not.
intelligence is saying, this cat harmless, he ain't gonna really do that.
Right.
You just take it
Yeah.
in. Nothing really happened to me. He just got in my face and said woogie boogie. I didn't get hurt. He didn't even touch me. You know what I'm saying? That's intelligence. Now, a baby ain't got that yet. But as an
Right.
adult, being afraid of something that you got in your head, not like a
Right.
tiger that's loose. You can be afraid of a tiger that's loose.
Yeah,
Don't
matter
be
of fact,
afraid
you
of
better-
things you put in your own head.
Ain't no need trying to climb no tree because he ain't get up there with
I mean, if you
Yeah.
put something in your head like, man, I can't do it.
you. Right.
Man, I can't. This ain't going to work out how I plan. How do you know that without going through the execution?
Right.
You can't know you're going to make or miss the shot until you actually made or missed the shot.
Until you actually take it. You gotta take the shot.
the shot, and once it goes by the rim, if you missed the whole rim, now you can say, oh, I missed. But now you got some things to work on.
Right.
Did it not
You got-
get close enough to the rim? Did it not
Mhm.
have the right trajectory? Now you can adjust the next shot. You still might
Exactly.
miss it, but this time it might hit the rim
Mhm.
instead of
do
an
it-
air ball.
Right. You do it till you.
That's
till you
actually
hit
an
the shot.
improvement.
Yeah.
Hitting the rim is an improvement from shooting air balls or not being
Yeah.
strong enough to get it to the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I need to have my elbow in more so the ball goes straighter. Now you're getting closer to making the shot. Now your confidence boosting up. Like, one of these times I'm gonna make it.
I'm gonna make this free throw.
That's what the failures is for. The failures is there to lead you toward betterment.
Exactly.
So the fear of expectations, it shouldn't be in your mind because it's going to influence you to fail or not even attempt to do it if you're afraid to
Right.
even meet the expectations. You don't think you're gonna live up to the expectations. That ties to the
Right.
fourth thing. The fear of expectations ties into the change in your relationships. Relationships have to change once you start achieving the goals you want to achieve.
Right.
Because you start hanging around people that's going to help you achieve your goals. You start
Right.
networking with people that's doing the same thing you doing. So when you do that, the people you used to talk to, you don't talk to as much anymore, and some of them won't understand why.
Right.
Oh, you too good to kick it with us. It's not that I'm too good to kick it with you. It doesn't help me get where I'm trying to get to.
Right. Exactly.
It's nothing
exactly.
personal, but this is my business. I can't take my business personal.
Mhm.
If it's my business to be successful in whatever I'm doing, I want to go to the gym every day. That might be your personal business. You want to achieve this goal. I want to get healthier, so I want to go to the gym every day and start working out.
Mhm.
But your friend Big Ted over here and Rollo, they drink beers every day.
Right.
They smoke cigarettes every day.
Mhm.
They smoke briskets and ribs and pork
Right.
chops.
Exactly.
And you ain't on that. So you're going to have to disconnect from all those activities. You can still be cool with them, but they can't be that everyday regimen that you used to have because it'll detour you from the gym.
Right. Right.
I go to the gym every day. I don't eat ribs before I go. I eat before I go, but it don't be
Right.
unhealthy stuff.
Exactly. It's something that's
Protein
so,
shakes, pre-workouts,
exactly.
creatines, fruit,
Mm-hmm.
stuff to give me the energy to go work out, but it ain't like I just eat unhealthy stuff. So you got to leave some people alone. So the change of your relationships are gonna happen when you successful.
Yeah.
Some people you ain't gonna be able to bring along with you because they're your friends because y'all like-minded.
Right.
But the people you network with are business-minded. Y'all got the
Mm-hmm.
same type of rapport with, I'm gonna make this thing happen right here. I'm gonna
Right.
become profitable because of this system I'm gonna put in place. They
Mm-hmm.
can teach you what worked for them and maybe it could work for you. Y'all
Right.
brainstorm together. Y'all make collaborations on, let's get closer to this goal. Your friends is just there for good times.
Right. Right.
You can
Right.
have good
Right.
times once you're successful. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you got full control over everything, you can pick and choose who you want to pull up in there. It's like
Exactly.
the rapper Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came out,
Right.
it was just Eminem.
Yep.
He had to go achieve a goal. I got to get on. And now
Mm-hmm.
that I control my situation, now I can go get my friends and see what
Mm-hmm.
they can do. So he bought
Right.
that group D12.
Yeah.
And now I can produce an album for y'all because I'm pretty much set. So now I can bring you back on. I ain't just going to leave you behind. A
Right.
lot of people think you leaving them behind.
Yeah.
But you got to love me enough to let me go forward so I can come back and get you. Those
Exactly.
changes in a relationship, people don't be ready for.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. They don't be ready for it. So, and the thing is, and that's another fear. That's another fear
Mm-hmm.
of success because you not ready to let go of these relationships. Because to be successful, you're gonna have to build new relationships. So you used to these guys, you used to them, but you got to build new relationships. You don't know these people that well. You gotta get to know them. They gotta get to know you. So now the fear is, well, are they gonna like me? Am I gonna be able to do what they're doing? So you thinking in your mind already like, what am I gonna have to do? You know there's gonna have to be some changes. You're gonna have to make some changes in your personal life to be able to grow. And so once they come to that road, that realization that hey, there's gonna be some changes. This is where you either gonna make the change and grow, or you're gonna stay the same and just quit and go back to over here with with Rollo and Muck Muck and Jim Jim and them. So you gonna keep
Muck,
on being
muck.
with you gonna keep on being with them, or you gonna level up and go to the success. Because no matter what, you're gonna have to make some changes. You got to get over the fear. You have to get over the fear, not them, because they don't want it. But they'll make sure you don't get it if you keep paying attention to them. You want it. You want
Right.
the success. You got to go get it. You got to go make the change. It's you. Don't make no excuses. Oh man, they didn't do this. Oh man, I don't have this. Go get it. Go get it. That's all it is. Plain and simple.
I think I'm going to say this every single show, bro.
Yes.
Successful people
Successful.
are willing to do
Mm-hmm.
what other people aren't willing to do so they can get to a place other people are never going to get to go.
And that's the bottom line. Yeah, that's a
You
good
got to be willing
ending.
to do what the regular
Yeah.
folk ain't willing to do.
Yeah, that's gonna be our new tagline at the end of the show. Give them that every
Yeah.
day with the tips. We didn't have a lot of technical difficulties, but
A lot of them. And
yeah.
we still got one more dang on point. It was just a
Still-
hold up with the.
Yeah.
We can run by this one quick though, because this ties into pretty much everything else we was talking about.
All right.
Which is not really the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fear of succeeding and failing afterwards.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fear of failure after success.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a paradox, really. The
Right.
fear of success, it could be linked to the fear of failure. But after achieving the success, it's a little different because you
Right.
didn't made it. So now the fear of those expectations might kick in. Like, can I hold this up? Can I manage
Mm-hmm.
all of these new changes? Will I
Right.
be able to maintain them all?
Right. Right. Right.
So it could be a pressure to
Mm-hmm.
maintain success. It always is. It's like a college kid
Uh-huh.
who was a top prospect.
Right.
He was popular throughout college,
Mm-hmm.
won a national championship,
Right.
and now he's drafted. So he like, hey, I made it. I
I
play
made
for
it.
the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only a draft pick. You've been drafted. Now you got to practice. You got to prove that you're a professional. You got to prove that you know what to do with all this money we're going to give you. You got
Right.
to be marketable. You got to play
Mm-hmm.
well with others. You got to be coachable. And
Right.
it might be a different level of all of these things than the college you just left. It's
Right.
a whole different program. So
Mm-hmm.
now you see all of these other professionals on the team and you look, oh man, they make their shots like these cats don't miss
Right. Right.
because they practice a lot.
They practice.
So
Wow.
you might get drafted and you're
Mm-hmm.
on the team. Okay, I play for the Houston Rockets. But now you're on the bench. You got to prove yourself again.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got nothing to do with college now.
Nope.
You're a
in the
professional
pros. You're
basketball player
professional.
now. So
Right.
now they need to gauge your work ethic. They need to gauge your potential to what you can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the pressure causes a person to fail because they
Mm-hmm.
put so much pressure on themselves.
Right.
You trying not to miss a shot, so you miss more shots than you make because
Right.
you keep thinking, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. You're
Mm-hmm.
so afraid of the failure of missing a shot that
Right.
you miss more shots than you make.
Right.
It's it'll lead individuals to avoid success
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know what they'll do after they make it, after they succeed. It's a weird conundrum, but it does happen.
It happens. And I like how
You
you
don't be
said
ready for all the changes. This is
exactly.
still unknown. This is a new area for you.
This
You're
is a
so
new
used to
area.
your comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
that you ain't used to this new area. All you got to
Right.
do is learn the area.
That's it.
Just learn the area.
Mm-hmm.
You will sidestep success just because something is possible to happen
Right.
instead of going off the facts of things. The facts is that didn't happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this other thing can happen. You got
Right.
to have a positive mindset even when something negative happens.
Exactly.
That's how you turn a failure into a success. You don't, oh man, I failed. I missed a shot, man.
Right.
I ain't going to ever make this shot.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't ever going to make this shot. You'll make the shot if you keep practicing that shot,
Right.
making the right adjustments to that shot. You'll eventually end up making it. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you make it once, that means you can make it twice. And if you can make it twice, you can make it more than twice. You got to
Exactly.
have a positive mindset. Yeah, you can miss it again. Of course you can. But you
Mm-hmm.
can also make it again.
Exactly. Check it out. I like how you said fear. You made it. You got the success. You made your goal, but you will lose it because now you don't want to make the change that it takes to be successful into the goal that you made. So you'll just go on back down. You'll just fall down, and that happens. That happens a lot more times than not. It happens more times than not because you don't work so hard to get here. Okay, you got here. But the thing is, when you got here to this goal, you look around. Guess what? There's other people there too. So now, the same way you made it to get to this goal, you got to do the same thing to keep going. You got to do the same thing to keep going. You don't just make it and then just stop. You don't do that because then you'll fall back down. That's called getting comfortable. You didn't got complacent. That's usually what happens. You made it, now you're comfortable. So now you're living in your comfort zone, but still, now it's other people ahead, going ahead of you. They moving, And you like, well, dang, man, I didn't know it was so much more to go. Yeah, because it's other people. You're not the only one that want to make it. You're not the only one that wants to reach this goal. And sports is sports, business, anything. Once you get there, you're not the only one there. There's always going to be somebody trying to get your spot or trying to go above you, trying to get ahead of you. There's always going to be somebody trying to be the greatest. They want to be the greatest. So when you reach that spot, that's why they say you have to change your relationships with people. Because once you get to this spot, the people that came with you to get to this spot, and you want to go to that spot, these people might not be able to go to that spot because they might not be ready to go. You might be ready to go, but they might not be ready to go. So you have to make that adjustment so you can get to the next level. It's just levels. But you have to put it in your mind and keep that work ethic going to make the change, to adapt to each level. I like how you did that.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. So I'm gonna give my tip for the day so we can get up out of here.
I got you. Let's give them the tip for the day.
My tip for the day
Yes.
is actually gonna help people get out of their comfort zone.
Come on now.
It's a simple tip too.
It's a simple tip.
Not only will this tip, it'll help your mental fitness, it'll help you cognitively, and it'll help your brain functionality too.
Right.
This is how you get out of your comfort zone. For the rest of the week,
right,
eat your dinner with your opposite hand.
That's gonna take some skill, but it'll make you
Watch
use your
what
brain.
happens at the end of the week though. You'll be so good with your other hand because you're using the other side of your brain now.
Right.
You're used to using the one side of your brain to eat with. Brush your teeth in the morning with the opposite hand and eat dinner with the opposite hand.
Right.
Watch what that do for you.
Exactly.
It's a habit, so you gotta actually be conscious enough to actually put the fork in your other hand when you're eating. But if you can remind yourself, oh, this is supposed to be in my other, so it might take you longer to eat the first couple days.
Right.
But watch how better you get at eating with your other hand. You be like, I never would have thought to do this.
Exactly.
But watch what it does for you though. Just watch what that do for you. Tip of the day.
Tip of the day.
Brush your
and when
teeth
you
with
do
the
that,
other hand. Eat with the other hand.
drop us a comment. Let us know that you did this experiment for us. Let us know how it went for you, man. Drop a little note in the comments for us so we can even bring a shout. We'll shout you out on the show, man. Talk about, see what you said on your comment. Thanks a lot, man.
Yep.
Remember to subscribe to the channel. That was a good tip, man. All right. Thanks to our sponsors here at Riverside FM, man. Live good. Live good. The Power 2 Income Builders to Real Talk Radio. All of that right there. We out.
Don't let the fear of success get you.
Don't let the fear of success get you. Work boss strategy. Subscribe to our channel, man. Join us every week. We got a new show for you. All right.